I did absolutely everything right. I FaceTimed him, I pre-checked the bar's safety protocols, and I shared my live location with my best friend. But imagine sitting across from a guy on a first date, sipping a Pina Colada, when his heavily pregnant wife suddenly storms through the front door. Yeah, that happened to me, and let me tell you, no safety app in the world can prepare you for a guy whose wife is literally about to go into labor. Welcome to the Block List Survival Chronicles. I'm Emily, and here is how my safest date ever turned into an absolute nightmare. I had been talking to this guy I met on a dating app. We exchanged numbers, and I told him I needed to FaceTime before I would ever agree to meet him in person. Ladies, you can never be too careful. Seeing him on the camera made me feel a lot more relaxed, and we made plans to meet on a Friday night at a new cocktail bar in town. But I still wanted to be safe. A couple of days before the date, I popped into the bar just to check the place out. I've heard way too many scary stories about people getting their drinks spiked. So I actually spoke to the staff and asked if they used the Ask for Angela scheme. They sat me down, told me they absolutely do, and said if I felt unsafe, all I had to do was ask for Angela and they would help me out. I told them I was coming in on Friday for a first date and was a bit nervous, and they promised they would keep an eye on me. Friday arrives. I gave my best friend, Tia, all the details of where I was going. She insisted on dropping me off, made me share my live location, and told me to text her SOS if I needed her. When I arrive, my date is just getting out of a taxi. He spots me, smiles, walks over, and gives me a quick hug. We sit down, and I immediately spot the bartender I spoke to earlier in the week. She smiled and gave me a little nod. I already felt so much better. My date asks what I want to drink and heads to the bar. I chose a Pina Colada, and he said he would have the same. When he walked back to the table, I noticed him fumbling about in his pocket, and I swear I saw him holding a little tablet. I went completely cold. He set the drinks down, and I noticed he smelled minty. I nervously blurted out, "Ew, you smell minty fresh." He then proceeded to pull a box of Tic Tacs out of his pocket and offered me one. I burst out laughing. I was so relieved, I just said, "Well, that's a relief, I thought you were spiking my drink." He did not think that was funny at all. I apologized and explained that I saw the white Tic Tac and panicked. He looked pretty insulted, but eventually let it go. I thought the worst was over. But then, he suddenly looked incredibly unwell. All the color drained from his face. Before I even got the chance to ask if he was okay, a heavily pregnant woman stormed right up to our table. She started absolutely screaming at him. It turned out, her sister had been sitting on the other side of the bar, saw him sitting with another woman, and called her immediately. He hadn't given me a fake name, and he wasn't trying to spike my drink. He was just a married man whose wife was due to give birth any day now. I didn't even wait for him to try and explain. I stood right up, looked at the bartender who was already walking over, and walked straight out the front door. I texted Tia my SOS, and she was there to pick me up in 2 minutes. Ladies, take it from me. A guy can show his real face on FaceTime and give you his real name, and still be hiding a massive, life-altering secret. Always trust your gut, always share your location with your best friend, and always make sure you know the safety protocols of the venue you are going to. You never know when you might need to make a quick exit. Before you go on your next date, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any more wild stories from the Block List Survival Chronicles. If you have ever caught a date in a massive lie, hit that like button and tell me your story in the comments below. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next episode.